Yo Nakama, it's me Seranime. World building. World building is the process of creating a fictional world that feels real and alive. Things like history, races, culture, word structure, climate, technology, and myths are all important parts of world building. In my opinion, One Piece is one of the best examples of this. In this video, I'm going to explain and appreciate how Oda managed to create such a beautiful and immersive world. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get started. The world of One Piece has an incredibly huge scope. Compared to the most other anime, the fictional world usually just stick to one city, country or continent. Even though it's called a world, we often only get to see a few places. But since One Piece is such a long-running story, Oda has the space to build this world in a detailed and complete way. The planet where Luffy and his crew live is explored to its fullest. The nation and race within it aren't just there for show. They actively play a role in driving the story forward. Even the sky is used as the living space, complete with its own unique races and cultures. And there's even a possibility that the world of One Piece could expand in outer space, like life on the moon and many more. So, I will divide the discussion into 6 main topics, which are the Blue Planet to the last power system. Enjoy! Now, let's focus on the main planet of the story, the Blue Planet. If you remember, back in Ohara, Professor Clover once showed a model of the solar system. From that, we get two possible interpretations. First, the Blue Planet has 6 satellites or 6 moons. Second, the system is geocentric. This means that the Blue Planet is the center of the solar system, which is different from our system where the sun is the center. The shape of the Blue Planet is also unique. It's divided by 2 major lines, the red line and the green line. The red line running vertically and the green line running horizontally. Plus, there are 2 calm belts on each side. The island of the Blue Planet have wide variety of climates. Just like the Earth, there are 4 main seasons: winter, summer, spring, and fall. But on the Grand Line, the weather can be totally unique and extreme, like Radiant Island, which is constantly struck by lightning. Islands outside of the Grand Line tend to have more stable weather patterns. Regions that are close to each other usually have similar climates like East Blue, which is more warm, and North Blue, which is more colder. But in the Grand Line, even neighboring islands can have extremely different climates. For example, Drum Island is cold and snowy, while Alabasta is hot and dry. In terms of technology, the world of One Piece seems to be set in a time similar to the early 20th century. Telephones are well known, and the television just starting to emerge. What's ordinary for us is still considered strange by them. For example, Vegapunk's idea of collective brain networks, similar to the internet, is seen as something extremely futuristic. The main form of transportation is of course by sea, since most of the world is made up of water. There are all kinds of vessels, from large ship to small boats, or even water bicycle. Land transportation also exists, such as horses, carriage, bicycle, and motorcycle. As for air travel, it's only accessible to certain people, like Enel's Maxim ship or Morgan's hot air balloon. Unfortunately, communication technology is still limited. Dendenmushi is the main communication tool, but its signal and accessibility is not evenly spread. Some islands can't even use it, like Skypiea and Zou. Wano only started using it after Kaido's occupation. As a result, the spread of information is very difficult and expensive. The only way to spread the news is through newspapers, which are controlled by world government. They have the freedom to choose which stories are shared or hidden. Because of the limited technology, the world of One Piece is full of myths and beliefs. Some of us know that the myths are actually true, like Dragon, Sky Island, the City of Gold, and even spirit that repair ships, like Clabberman. However, for ordinary people, all of this is considered fairy tales. The lack of information also allows the rumor to spread freely. For example, there are rumors that Luffy is 8 meters tall, Don Krieg is the strongest man alive, or that Enel claims to be a god. But it's this rumor and myths that makes the world of One Piece feel alive and dynamic. One of the great strengths in One Piece is its diversity of races and cultures. Oda is truly amazing at creating different races with their unique physical traits and cultures, from giant, dwarf, fishman, winged human to a race like Lunarians. When it comes to population, each island have different number of people. Some islands have population to be thousands, while others have millions. Countries like Alabasta even have armies that the numbers in the millions. Alabasta also has cities that are days apart in travel time, showing just how vast its territory is. Each country in the world of One Piece also has different perspective on global issue. For example, when Vegapunk gave his speech, the reaction from each country is very different. This moment shows that the world of One Piece is truly feels alive and operates beyond just the characters. In terms of language, although the entire world speaks common language, each rare and country has its own distinct action and terminology. For example, Skypiea refers to Kenbun Shoku Haki as mantra. Wano call Busha Shoku Haki Ryo. The Min tribe use terms like Teiya for females and Gara for males. Wano often adds Degozaru at the end of the sentence. In terms of writing, the language of One Piece is a mix of English and Japanese. There are also ancient writing like poneglyphs and the Heraldic Book, which is extremely difficult to translate. For currency, most places use berry. The resident of the sky use extol. There are also forms of exchange, such as gold bar, food, and more. The social culture in One Piece is similar to the real world. Small villages are led by village chiefs, while kingdoms have kings and military forces. The responsibility for maintaining sea security lies with the Marines, who work under the world government and the Celestial Dragons. Cypherfall is tasked with carrying out secret missions, including assassination and espionage. The world government is portrayed as the main antagonist, corrupt, racist, and full of evils. Apart from them, there are pirates at various levels, like regular pirates, the Shichibukai, the Yonko, the Supernova, and of course, Revolutionary Army, which is directly opposed to the world government. Finally, let's talk about the power system. At first, Oda introduced a power called Devil Fruit, and then it was introduced that there are 3 types of Devil Fruits: Paramecia, Zoan, and Logia. Among them, Logia seems the most powerful and almost unbeatable. But then, Haki was introduced as a balancing force. Not only that, Haki is further divided into 3 types: Kenbun Shoku Haki, Busha Shoku Haki, and Hao Shoku Haki. And in my opinion, this was a brilliant move by Oda to keep the world balanced and logical. So that's all is why the world building in One Piece is one of the best, at least in my opinion. Honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are still so many details I haven't covered yet, like the trade system, weapons, foods and drinks, and many more. So thank you for watching. Comment which part of the One Piece world is your favorite. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep me motivated to make the next video. Thank you. See ya, nakama.